You've got 30 ready for summer middle school math students, and you're overwhelmed and struggling with how to keep your students busy but learning until the very last bell on the last day of school. This video is for you. I've got the only project slash resource that you're going to need to keep your students engaged and learning all the way up until the last day of school. If you're a middle school math teacher, keep watching because I'm spilling the secrets. If you're new around here, my name is Kathy Martin and I help 6th, 7th, 8th grade and Algebra 1 teachers experience more aha moments with their students and save time and money with their lesson planning and resources. So, what is the secret to keeping students engaged and learning all the way up until that very final bell on the last day of school? The secret is making math meaningful using resources to connect to the real world. Well, at least that's my secret. Instead of talking about it, let me just show you the exact resources that I'm using to keep my students engaged and learning all the way up until the last day of school. So let's dive in, shall we? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you. And I'm going to show you this very first resource that I love so much. Students love it, and it's actually like a 3-in-1. It is called Plan Your Summer Vacation. So whether or not students actually get to go on a summer vacation, this is like everyone gets to go somewhere. And I love this so much because students get to choose where they want to go. So they can choose between a Disney, like a Disney cruise. They get to choose to go to the Bahamas, or they get to choose to go to Paris. So in this resource, it says you save $5,000 to spend on a vacation of your choice. And just so you know, before I continue, I don't do this entire project in one day. It is actually a pretty good sizable project. So I would probably break this up into 2 to 3 days. So they're going to fill out information like who do they want to go on who do they want to go on the trip with, including themselves. So like I said, they get to go on a Royal Caribbean cruise to the Bahamas, Disney World, or Paris, France. So I'm just going to use the Disney World example so I'm not like having to flip through so many pages. So if we are deciding that we're going to go to Disney World, students are expected to answer a ton of questions, like figure out how many miles they have to go, cost for gas, are you going to drive or fly, because those are like different costs. What kind of resort would you like to stay at? What kind of tickets do you want, right? Because when you go to Disneyland, there's multiple different types of tickets. And when you go to Disney World, there's all the different types of parks that you can go to. What are you going to eat? Because we have to factor in eating, souvenirs, and then final budget. This is so much fun for my students because it really makes it real, and it's really incorporating these real life skills for them to know and to use, right? Like, how do you plan for a trip? These are all things that they might not have experience in, but we're practicing now. Okay, and the next resource that I want to show you is this isn't right here. This is my Math in the Real World 6th grade edition, okay? I have one for 7th grade and 8th grade as well, but I'm just gonna show you the 6th grade because you'll get the gist. Again, this is not a project that I'm going to be using in one day. For sure, this is one that I'm probably gonna spread out maybe over a week and a half, because it's broken up into different sections. You'll see in a minute what I mean. So I love this because it's math in the real world, but it's really a culminating activity of all the concepts that we have learned all year long. So it starts off with fractions. So you can see this whole thing these 2 pages are about fractions. So it's word problems, it's practicing, it's vocabulary. So I might just do this on one day. We're gonna just kind of go back and review the fractions that we learned. Next, we got integers. Again, vocab, skills, word problems in the real world. Then we have algebra. Again, this could be another day. More algebra stuff. Ratios, another day. Straight up vocabulary, this is another day. Actually, I might take these and play a whole class game with it, right? Then we have this full culminating activity where you're putting all the skills to the test, where you're given a scenario, and then you have to, there's different parts of this scenario where you got to figure it out and using all of the skills that you've learned. These two activities have really have made these last few weeks of school, are going to make these last few weeks of school, I should say, just more fun, more engaging versus just, I don't know, like continuing on with the textbook. And it really solves the question of, okay, now testing's over. We have only a couple weeks left of school. Like, what are we doing? And I don't want to show movies, right? So this is really a great way, whether I'm teaching 6th, 7th, and 8th or 8th grade, because I have projects for all 3 grades. And then the Plan Your Summer Vacation activity is a huge, amazing piece of this time of year. So if you actually want to grab these resources, click the button below. You can grab them to use in your class today. And then check out the next video where I'm going to be sharing more resources that my students are literally obsessed with and begging for this time of year. And they don't beg for anything except when is the last day of school, right? It's a little hint. These activities is all about the money. So if your students are anything like mine and they love money, you're gonna wanna check out the next video because I'm gonna show you exactly how to utilize this. Don't miss it.